There's a really interesting law in physics, and it's been proven by science and mathematics that nothing is created or destroyed, it simply changes forms. And I know that's hard to believe when you've watched things die and you've seen it gone back into the ground, but it didn't entirely disappear. Maybe it became ashes, maybe it became compost, maybe it became a spirit that was now free into the air. It is Scorpio season, and today is the new moon in Scorpio. This zodiac sign invites us to think about life, death, rebirth, karmic cycles, and everything in between. And although these cycles and these thoughts and these energies can feel quite heavy and overwhelming sometimes, we are encouraged to work through our fears. This new beginning in the sign of the Scorpion also reminds us that the zodiac sign Scorpio has 3 forms. There is the Scorpion, but that's the lowest incarnation, in which we sting others out of fear. The other incarnation of Scorpio is the eagle that rises above. And the third incarnation of Scorpio is the phoenix, the one that completely dies and is reborn over and over and over through fire. The zodiac sign Scorpio is associated with the death card in tarot. And the death card, the Grim Reaper, he's riding a white horse, which represents that the momentum, the energy of movement happening right now is of purification. And this flag that he has with the inverted pentagram, what it is a representation of ego death. You see, it's not so much that we ourselves are dying in this time of feeling as though we are suffering. Oh my God, it feels like we're dying sometimes. But what's happening is that it's almost like peeling back the layers of an onion. You know, a layer gets peeled away, and what lies underneath is a more authentic version of you. And the only things that are dying are things that are not aligned with who you are, not aligned with your highest path, and maybe just not part of who you are at all. So even though when we're faced with all these endings, it is so tempting to cling on, but we have to understand that just like the trees that drop the leaves at this time of year, we too have to learn to let go gracefully. It's the hardest thing in the world. So you too might feel as though you are surrounded by all kinds of things that either dead or dying or transforming into almost unrecognizable forms. But my friend, today's card is grief. Today's card is disappointment. It is the 5 of Cups, but I'd like to point out something really neat. Only 3 are spilled. You see, it's when things are really just going sideways and feeling like they're just going all kinds of wrong. Our emotions, represented by cups, our emotions can become so focused on the things that are not working out. It's really hard to look away. The water here, the tide, reminds us that these things come in waves. And whenever we're ready, when we've let go of the grief, when we process the experience, it's time to turn around and recognize not all is lost. There's so much to be grateful for. We have fresh cups, we got a good bottle of wine, and the balloons represent that if we can practice being grateful as hard as it is, that is where we find the ability to rise above. That's when we find the ability to be lifted up out of our grief. And the 5 of Cups comes before the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups, the next stage, is feeling emotionally safe. So trust that anything that's dead or dying or being released right now, it is to make way for a new way that feels emotionally safe. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords, reminding us to approach as much as we can with curiosity. And rather than asking, why me? Why now? Why is this happening? Maybe sometimes it helps to get through the grief by asking, what next? If something is dying and ending, what's the new beginning that will immediately and quickly take its place? I love you guys. I'm Erin, I'm QueenBeeTarot. If you're struggling out there, I get you. I feel you. It has been really, really hard lately. But just for a second, take a really deep breath in, and I'm going to send you the biggest, biggest, biggest hug. Take care of yourself, okay? You matter, your feelings matter, you're special, and nobody can replace you. You're beautiful. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. And if you want more, I've got full-length detailed horoscopes on my YouTube channel. There's lots of good stuff in there. They're brand new, and I've got lots of other stuff in my YouTube library. I'll see you tomorrow.